The drama surrounding Shedeur Sanders has reached a fever pitch, and this time the stakes feel higher than ever. Miami Dolphins fans, exhausted by the team's dreadful start and Tua Tagovailoa's struggles, are demanding a change at quarterback. Across social media, you can see it everywhere: posts begging the front office to make a bold move, with some fans flat out pleading for Shedeur Sanders to be traded to Miami. It's rare for a player's name to cause this much buzz without any official confirmation. But Sanders has become the spark of conversation not only in Miami, but across the entire NFL. The tension began when Sanders seemingly fanned the flames himself by reposting a Dolphins-related post after one of their losses. To fans, that wasn't just coincidence, it was a signal. A wink. A breadcrumb suggesting that Sanders knows exactly what people are whispering about. And in today's NFL, a repost can be as powerful as a press release. Suddenly, the speculation spread like wildfire. Was Sanders actually open to joining the Dolphins? Could he be the missing piece for a franchise desperate to break through to championship contention? Shannon Sharpe only added gasoline to the fire when he went on record, claiming that Miami's interest in Sanders isn't just media-driven chatter. According to Sharpe, the Dolphins are genuinely considering a quarterback shakeup. Their patience with Tua appears to be wearing thin. After years of being the hopeful answer under center, Tua's turnover issues and struggles under pressure have put Miami's future in doubt. The Dolphins are a team built to win. Now they have weapons, speed, and a defense that's capable of shutting down the best. But without a steady quarterback, all of that feels wasted. And for a city starving for relevance in January, the idea of Sanders walking into Hard Rock Stadium as their new leader is electrifying. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, the Browns are feeling the heat in a completely different way. Sanders is their prized asset, a young quarterback whose potential was supposed to carry the franchise into a new era. But with the Browns losing back-to-back games and their offense looking utterly lifeless, Sanders has become the focal point of controversy. Coach Kevin Stefanski has tried to calm the storm, downplaying trade rumors and insisting the team is satisfied with Sanders' progress. Yet his words ring hollow when stacked against the frustration mounting among fans and the visible struggles on the field. Even more telling, Cleveland owner Jimmy Haslam has been adamant about keeping Sanders, refusing to entertain outside offers. But the louder he insists, the more it feels like the pressure is cracking the walls of Berea. Analysts argue that Sanders' market value has never been higher. And if the Browns wanted to reshape their team, now would be the time to strike. Journalists are openly questioning if Sanders is truly the future of the Browns or if he's the future of another team that believes in him. More, and then there's the fan factor. Sanders doesn't just bring potential on the field. He brings a following. His name carries weight. His presence commands attention. And the Browns' attempts to control the narrative have only backfired. One analyst made it clear, the more Cleveland tries to minimize Sanders' importance, the more fans rally behind him. In many ways, the Browns are trapped. Keep him and risk wasting his prime in a broken system. Trade him and risk igniting fury among those who still believe he could be their savior. The Dolphins, on the other hand, represent something completely different: stability. A team ready to compete for the playoffs, a coaching staff willing to innovate, and a market that thrives on stars who can light up headlines. For Sanders, Miami could be the stage he's been waiting for a chance to play without the constant circus of dysfunction that seems to shadow the Browns. Surrounded by speed, supported by a structure designed to win, and embraced by a fan base desperate for a hero, Sanders could finally showcase the full scope of his abilities. Of course, none of this is simple. The Dolphins can't afford to get into a reckless bidding war. Other teams are circling, sensing the same opportunity Miami does. Cleveland, for all its flaws, still holds the cards, and they're not going to hand Sanders away without a fight. But the fact remains, the pressure is rising. And both franchises are at a crossroads. The Browns' offense has been described as terrible, their strategies as puzzling, and their quarterback situation as a full-blown mess. Even if Sanders stays, there's a real concern that the team around him simply isn't good enough to let him succeed. Joe Flacco's decline has been painful to watch, and while names like Dylan Gabriel have been thrown around as temporary fixes, no one believes they're the long-term solution. If Sanders is forced to remain in Cleveland, he may simply be set up to fail. Contrast that with Miami, where the roster is ready and the fans are begging for him, and the choice feels obvious. The Dolphins aren't just interested in Sanders for what he can do on the field, they know what he represents. Star power, relevance. A new chapter for a franchise desperate to step out of mediocrity. If they pull off this trade, the Dolphins don't just get a quarterback. They get momentum, excitement, and a fan base reignited with hope. Still, there are risks. Sanders is young. He hasn't yet lived up to every lofty expectation. A trade to Miami would come with sky-high demands. The Dolphins would be putting all their chips on the table, betting that he's ready to deliver. And in a league where one misstep can derail a career, the gamble is enormous. But then again, greatness often requires risk. And for Miami, the alternative is staying stuck in neutral while the rest of the league passes them by. The conversations surrounding Shedeur. Sanders is no longer just speculation. It's a full-blown saga that pits a city desperate for change against a franchise desperate to hold on. One that forces us to ask what's more valuable, potential or certainty, loyalty or opportunity. So now the question is simple. Will Cleveland let go of the one player who might keep them relevant? Will Miami finally pull the trigger on a bold move that could change everything? Or will this all remain another chapter in the endless rumor mill of the NFL? What do you think? Should the Dolphins make the leap and bring Shedeur Sanders to Miami? Or should he stay and fight it out in Cleveland? Is this the fresh start he needs to elevate his career? Or is the pressure of Miami too heavy for any quarterback to bear? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and join the conversation as this story continues to unfold.